seen that meme going around the internet lately of if my toy dinosaurs are made from plastic and plastic is made from oil and oil is the decomposed remains of dinosaurs, does that mean my toy dinosaurs are made from real dinosaurs? Well, I hate to break it to you. It's a meme and it's not true. It's based on outdated science, and while it may be interesting to read or see and tickle all the brain cells, it's based on some outdated science and mythology. So where did this outdated science and mythology all start? Well, in the early 20th century, there was an oil company by the name of Sinclair, and it thought that oil came from decayed remains of dinosaurs. And this was because in several major oil regions, you will find dinosaur fossils not too far from where you find oil deposits. A clear example of this is the Alberta Badlands or the La Brea tar pits in California. You will often find these fossils above oil deposits. Well, they're not made from oil, and fossils aren't part of the fossil fuels that we consume today. But in the early 20th century, they did think this, and Sinclair was key to focus on this new idea that they made the logo for their oil a little green dinosaur, the Brontosaurus. He was a long neck green dinosaur, and they marketed most of their oil products as dino lube, made from dinos. And they sponsored massive exhibits in the United States, especially at the World's Fair. In 1934, in New York and Chicago, so at the Chicago World Fair in 1934, they sponsored a huge exhibit called the Progressive World, where there were many papier-mâché dinosaurs and this big exhibit for people to tour around. Later, when the World's Fair came back and was in New York, Sinclair Oil was the primary oil sponsor for the World's Fair. They had oil stations and gas stations lined up outside. They were fancy and sparkly and progressively designed. And inside the World's Fair, they had Dino Land. And it was all about oil is made from dinosaurs. It was a very clever marketing campaign. And to go along with that clever marketing campaign, they had these mold-o-matics. And a mold-o-matic was a machine that you could pay 25 cents and you could make your own toy dinosaur. And when we look at these toy dinosaurs that we have, you'll see that right on the base of them, they say the Sinclair Oil Company. And children that attended were able for a quarter to get their own souvenir. And this was a pretty fabulous toy in that you could collect the entire set. So there were Triceratops, there were T-Rexes and Brontosauruses, and they were all made by these injection molds. And we can tell because you can see the little hole on the bottom where they would have blown the melted plastic pellets. And you could see your toys being made right in front of you from the Dino Land exhibits. And this was fascinating to children. I remember being a kid and reading about the Brontosaurus. And unfortunately, the Brontosaurus no longer exists. He's been renamed the Allosaurus. So these little toys are what inspired the meme, and it was based on some faulty science. We in fact know that oil, especially the oil deposits found here in oil springs, are far older than the dinosaurs, by at least 200 million years. The oil deposits in our area here in Oil Springs, Ontario, Canada, were formed almost 450 million years ago and are made up from planktons and algae that had decomposed on the seabed of a prehistoric sea. And it would be a much later time period. In fact, we as humans are closer to the dinosaurs than the dinosaurs are to the formation of oil. And it's an equally fascinating topic. So join us in dispelling some myths and realizing that some of the memes on the internet are just propaganda. And no, your toy dinosaurs are not made from the decomposed remains of real dinosaurs. And now you know a little bit of information where this mythology comes from, and we encourage you to visit us here at the Oil Museum of Canada, where we can delve into the science of oil much deeper.